In our last video, we are going to tackle about economics, policies, and living sustainably. What is environmental economics? Environmental economics is an area of economics that studies the financial impact of environmental policies. Environmental economists perform studies to determine the theoretical or empirical effects of the environmental policies on the economy. This field of economics helps users design appropriate environmental policies and analyze the effects and merits of existing or proposed policies. Understanding environmental economics. The basic argument underpinning environmental economics is that there are environmental costs of economic growth that go unaccounted in the current market model. These negative externalities, like pollution and other kinds of environmental degradation, could then result in market failure. Environmental economics thus analyze the costs and benefits of specific economic policies, which are also involves running theoretical tests or studies on possible economic consequences of environmental degradation. Environmental economic strategies. Environmental economists are concerned with identifying specific problems to be rectified, but there can be many approaches to solving the same environmental problem. If a state is trying to impose a transition to clean energy, for example, they have several options. The government can impose a forcible limit on carbon emissions, or it can adopt more incentive-based solutions, like placing quantity-based taxes on carbon emissions or offering tax credits to companies that adopt renewable power sources. All of these strategies rely to varying degrees on state intervention in the market. Therefore, the degree to which this is acceptable is an important political factor in determining environmental economic policy. This debate is also known as prescriptive, in which the government would manually control carbon emissions, versus market-based, where the government would set goals and place incentives but otherwise allow companies to meet those goals however they want them. Let's go to environmental economics challenges. Environmental economics requires a transitional approach. An environmental economist could identify aquatic depopulation resulting from overfishing as a negative externality to be addressed. The United States could impose regulations on its own fishing industry, but the problem wouldn't be solved without similar actions from many other nations that also engage in overfishing. The global character of such environmental issues has led to the rise of non-governmental organizations or NGOs like the International Fund on Climate Change or IPCC, which organizes annual forums for heads of state to negotiate international environmental policies. Another challenge relating to environmental economics is the degree to which its findings affect other industries. As explained earlier, environmental economics has a broad-based approach and affects several moving parts. More than that, findings from environmental economists can result in controversy. What is environmental policy? Environmental policies must include a pledge to continually measure and improve environmental performance, and many include a promise to seek ways to reduce energy, limit fuel consumption, lessen emissions, prevent pollution, reduce greenhouse gases, and reduce portable water consumption, or infinite number of other appropriate metrics that, when measured, can show improvement in environmental sustainability. Why do we need to live sustainably? According to the Sustainable Life Innovation Brief released in 2006, we would need 5 planets for everyone in the world to consume resources in the same quantities and at the same rates as those in North America. Developed nations have the most access to resources and therefore the greatest impact on the environment. 20% of the population is responsible for 85% of resource consumption. So, although your lifestyle may not seem wasteful, you have more access to environmental and economic resources that the majority of the planet does. Unless standards of living change, inhabitants by developing nations will continue to be plagued by poverty and malnourishment, while their population continue to grow. Sustainability can be part of the answer to alleviating poverty worldwide. Sustainability doesn't just mean reducing energy uses and emissions. It means increasing access to jobs, promoting responsible trade, and decreasing poverty rates.